Matt Hall of K-StateOnline here with punter Nick Walsh, back with 20 questions for the first time in a while. K-State special teams have been great all season, so we're happy to have him in here to do this. I'll explain it some to you. I'm going to try to ask 20 questions. You're allowed to pass, but I think the only person to pass at all this year was Jade Kirby. I mean, so, that's some pressure, that kind of stuff. But let's start, with the season you've had. We'll start serious. Really an excellent year punting the football. How do you feel about your performance so far this year?
I feel like it's probably been one of my best. Just as far as average goes, but also, net's been fairly good, and it could be a lot better if I want to hit those touchbacks. So I feel like it's definitely been one of my better seasons.
I remember after the KU game, we were talking to DJ Reed about special teams, and he made sure that I mentioned Nick Walsh. Like he brought your name up, made sure. Are you guys a relatively tight-knit group in that sense that you all pay attention to what the other people in that unit are doing?
Yeah, I'd say so for sure. I mean, especially the off season. Grinding, sweating, bleeding with each other. We all look at each other as brothers, and me and DJ are pretty tight. So,
okay. Are you a better place kicker than Matt McCrane would be a better punter?
Absolutely.
That was a fast answer. That was good. So we've also like to ask guys if they were forced to play another position. So I know kicker's the obvious answer. If you had to play offense or defense and you were forced to do it, where would you go play?
Probably play running back. Yeah, I played running back in high school, and so I always loved that position.
Oh, I took the mic from you again. He said he wanted to play running back. I got lost there. I apologize. So you had a number of punts, and I know you're going to be a very polite, respectful guy, but that really could have dropped inside the 5 last week. That didn't happen. What do the guys come back and say to you when one of those bounces into the end zone?
They didn't say too much. Just I'm sorry, but it's one of those things. If I hang the punt up a little bit higher, it might put them in a position to go down and sit there and wait for the ball. So it's on me too.
So we talk about you a lot, about Matt McCrane, a lot about DJ Reed. Give me a couple of underrated names on special teams that we don't talk enough about.
I'd just say all the cover unit guys. I mean, I can't name any specifically, but all the guys that go down there and make tackles, and then on the return unit, all the guys that set up blocks. I mean, every single one of those guys is underrated in my opinion.
Sean Snyder's one of the greatest punters in school history and is your coach. Could he still average more yards per punt than you, or are you better than him right now?
Nah, I'm better than him for sure. I've seen him punt a few times during practice. If he doesn't pull his hamstring, it might go 20 yards or so.
That's perfect. So a lot of school special teams kind of seem like the third unit, but at K-State they've always been a big part of it. Do you feel maybe more part of the same as offense, defense here as maybe some schools act like with special teams?
I mean, yeah, I'd say so, and it goes back to what I said about the off season. We do everything. I'm out there doing running back, linebacker drills. Working out and stuff. At least I have been the last 4 or 5, maybe 6 summers here. So, we feel a part of it for sure. I mean, practice is a little different. We just kick and punt during practice, but year round we're doing everything that everybody else does.
Now, I know you can't give up any secrets here, but do you have any say or any autonomy to make a call if you see something that lines up for a fake punt?
It's something that I've thought about probably every night for the last 4.5 years. No, I don't think I have that kind of power, but won't say it won't happen at some point, hopefully here soon. But
we're all pulling for it for clarity. To me, as somebody who watches football, the way that punts have happened has changed. You used to only see, at least correct me if I'm wrong, you had one personal protector, every line of scrimmage, and now you constantly see teams with 3 guys back there. Why is that? I guess what's the benefit of that, and why do you think that changed?
I don't really know, to be honest. I kind of always wondered that, but it gives me a lot of protection back there. I'm able to grab the ball and place it how I want it, and get off a good kick. It gives me more time, and it also frees up the opportunity for fakes and stuff like that. And so that's really, I guess, my best answer on that one.
How nerve-wracking is it to stand back there 15 yards off line of scrimmage, say in a really close game? Do you ever just have this thought of don't drop the snap, or is that not even in your mind?
No, it's been in my mind, definitely. Honestly, I'm not too nervous midfield and pooch punt, stuff like that, but when I'm backed up in my own end zone like I was in a rain game, taking a 10-yard snap that's being fired in there, I'm thinking about catching the ball, and that's about it. So that's probably why I didn't see a very good punt, because I'm just trying to catch the ball and get it off as fast as I can. But
I've always perceived long snappers being a very high-pressure position, too, because of what you just talked about. How much respect do you have for that job and how consistent it's been, not just this year at K-State, but for years?
Yeah, I mean, those guys, to answer your last question about undervalued guys. Definitely the long snappers. Dalton Converse did an amazing job for me, and now Drew Scott's doing a great job. And Drew's one of the hardest workers on the team, smart kid, and he takes pride in what he does, and nobody really gives him the recognition that he deserves. And he's only going to be noticed if he does something wrong out there, and that kind of sucks sometimes. So, he's really consistent. He's been consistent his whole career, and he's done an amazing job for us.
Who wins in a race of, well, it's not 40 yards, 50 yards between you and Matt McCrane?
Me, for sure. You think he runs like a 5.40 or something?
I think he told Jeff Martin he played receiver in high school. One, you know if that's true? And two, have you seen any clips of that?
It's true, but I think it was C team or something like that. I don't even know what it was, but no, I'm giving him a hard time. He did play receiver, and I saw him make a few plays, but I would beat him in a race for sure. Probably any sort of race, any sort of agility drill.
Lifting too, I imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
He comes off to me as a relatively humble guy. He is a guy who's up for the Groves. It could be a first-team All-American. Does he ever talk about that kind of stuff, or is he just focused week to week on the game?
It's human nature to be aware of that, and he is humble, and when it's just me and him talking about it, he's still humble about it, and it's just something that he wants really bad, because it's like the Heisman for kickers, it's the Ray guys, the Heisman for punters, and that's something that we strive, something that we're aware of, and it's something that we talk about and we want to accomplish, but he's humble about it anytime we talk about it.
I'd assume you guys both have some aspirations of playing at the next level. How does a kicker or punter, just like any other position, go about? Because it's different. You don't see a lot of guys go to the combine and that kind of thing. Do you have any sense of how you guys go about, other than your play on the field, getting noticed for that and getting that opportunity?
The way I see it, we just got to put a good performance on the field, and I think a lot of NFL scouts have a good amount of respect for K-State special teams, and we've seen some guys, some kickers and punters these last few years for K-State get an opportunity in the NFL, and it's something that I'm excited for, hopefully get an opportunity, but right now I just got to focus on finishing these last few games strong, and then kind of just letting that fall into place how it should.
Obviously, the season hasn't gone as well as I'm sure you guys would have hoped and some of the media would have projected, but you still have a chance, of course, to go to a bowl game. How important is it for you guys, especially the seniors, to finish up their career by going to another bowl and still getting a postseason appearance?
Yeah, it's important to us. I felt the emotions last game, knowing that I only had one more at home, and did not want that last home game to be my last game here. I want to go to a bowl game. It's important for my family. It's important for this community and this program and a lot of people's families to make that kind of trip, and it's real special for everybody. So it's important to us. We got to go play the best we can and get one or two, hopefully two more wins, and go to a good bowl game. So.
Okay, I've got two left, so they got to be fun. I'm going to make you be a media guy here. What are your thoughts on the K-State basketball team this year, and what you're hoping to see from them?
I got to give a shout out to my boy Dean Wade, small town Kansas kid. Outdoors guy. I got high hopes for them as well. I'm not going to lie and say that I've been a K-State basketball fan my whole life. I was a KU basketball fan. But no, I've turned more into a K-State basketball fan, obviously, now. I got high hopes for them. I want them to go out and win a Big 12. So.
And then last question, who is the most charismatic guy on this team?
Honestly, might have to say probably Dalton Reisner. Drew Scott's definitely a really down-to-earth guy, I would say, yeah.
Perfect. So thanks to Nick Walsh, one of the best punters in the Big 12 Conference. That's 20 questions. If I was going to ask you the 21st, was that fun or not fun?
Fun.
Okay. Hey, thank you so much for the time, man. Appreciate it.